Stimulus checks are back. No, actually, dividend payments are back. Dividend payments are back. If you haven't heard, we might be getting $2,000 per person for tariff revenue that we've brought in as a dividend payment to the United States citizens. Yes, the tariffs are working. We're becoming the richest country in the world. Our citizens are going to be the richest people in the world. And what do? We give the money back to the citizens and put the money back in our pockets that we are actually getting from, as a nation, from other nations, from the tariffs. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over what you could do with that $2,000 to actually set yourself up for financial success instead of blowing it on a new car, on purses, on clothes, on these cool vacations and all kinds of stuff. Instead of doing all that and being in the same spot you were before, I'm going to give you a couple options that you could actually do to get ahead and help you with your money. So, yes, we might be getting a dividend payment. We don't know if it's actually going to come in a form of just a check. It could come as a tax break. It could come as multiple different things. But Donald Trump, our president, has said this multiple times that we will, or he wants to give us a dividend check in a form of $2,000 to United States citizens for being such hard workers, such discipline. We're getting money. We're becoming the wealthiest and richest country in the world. And so he wants to reward us citizens with $2,000 basically. Now, it is for lower and middle class families. I do not know what that means. A lot of rumors are saying that upper class could mean anyone that earns $75,000 as an individual plus, or $150,000 as married. Some of them I've seen $125,000. So I don't know if I like that aspect, because I think everyone should get it. I think everyone should get it because we are all doing our part as United States citizens. And actually, people that make more money are actually paying more in taxes. So why would you not give them more of a tax break? I don't know. That's a different story. But we might be getting this check of $2,000. Now, if everyone remembers 2020, this is completely different, because a lot of people will say, inflation is going to go crazy. Did we not see what happened the first time? Well, the difference about inflation was that we just printed money. We just said, hey, print money. And we printed money, which means inflation has to go up because the dollar value is going to go down. So everything's going to get more expensive because everyone has more money in their pockets that was just made up. The difference in this money is actually coming from other countries giving us money. So it's not just printed money. This money's already in the system. So it'd basically just be like everyone getting a $2,000 bonus on your paycheck. That is really good compared to just printing money. Printing money, stupid, dumb. Makes our money go down, causes inflation. Getting money that's just already in the system, that's already ours basically, that's amazing, because we shouldn't see inflation just go absolutely rampant unless companies just start raising their prices on everything, knowing that everyone has $2,000, which if that's the case, then inflation would go up, and then Donald Trump would just put a lot of taxes and punish basically companies for doing that. So is there a win-win scenario for this? I think so. I think that it is actually a good thing that we would get money in return for the taxes or for the tariffs. But I could also see a very good argument of just throw all that extra cash towards the U.S. debt, because the United States is in a lot of debt. Why don't we just start attacking that? So that's the whole gist in my head. But what should you do if we do get $2,000? If we get $2,000, what can you do to actually set yourself ahead? Well, here's the first thought in my head. As of right now, there's millions of people that have SNAP benefits that aren't getting food. And it's because you rely on the government, and they rely on the government for their food because they either don't make enough or they don't work enough or whatever. Whoever is on SNAP, they obviously have to have a reason that they're on SNAP, and they're relying on the government for food. They have to have their hand out for food or else they don't eat. So if someone gets $2,000 and they're so used to getting government handouts, we've seen how the government can just shut down and then you don't get fed. So would you not want a safety net where you can have your own food in case a government shutdown happens? And it's super simple. Get a chest freezer I just bought one this last summer. I have multiple chest freezers. I have a standing freezer and a chest freezer, and they're full of meat and they're full of food, because when I get extra cash, I will buy extra meat, extra groceries, so that I can get ahead on my grocery bill. So you can buy a chest freezer, 150, 250 bucks, or you can go all out and get a $450 one that's absolutely insane. And then you can go buy half a cow. Or you can go to the grocery store and just get all the meat you want. Go buy tons of ground beef, go buy tons of chicken, and then you spend $2,000 on this food. It will take you a long time before you run out of that food. And then your grocery bill is gonna be super cheap. So it's like an investment. It's like an investment in your food, in your bills, to help you not have to worry about food anymore. Because now you'll have all that meat. And then guess what? If you're back on SNAP and you get your benefits again, you get extra food. Now you have a lot of food. Then you can just cycle through your food. It's like endless food. And then if the government shuts down, you're not worried about eating. So that's the first thing. People need to get their priorities straight when it comes to spending money. If you get extra cash and you're already relying on something from someone else, especially the government, you need to make sure that you can get ends meet without the government. If you can't, you have problems, and you need to be able to fix that. The second thing you can do, instead of going and buying a new car or taking out a loan or going and eating out at luxury restaurants and going out and getting drinks and doing DoorDash all the time because you have extra income, extra cash that's just sitting there that you didn't have in the first place, how about you invest it? People need to start Roth IRAs. People need to start investment accounts. It's super easy to start investment accounts. And then that money grows on top of it. $2,000, especially if you're young. If you are young and you have $2,000 and you put that in an investment account and you let it sit in a Roth IRA and you're investing in super awesome index funds or ETFs, you can make super wealthy decisions with $2,000 that will end up being hundreds of thousands by the time you retire, all from a government dividend payment that you weren't expecting in the first place. So you can use that money to help you get ahead in the future. Now, the third thing, and really this should probably be number 2, get out of debt. If you have debt that's high interest, get out of debt. It is dumb when I see people get money and they have credit card debt that's 30% interest, and they don't take that money and throw it at the debt. Because now that money is just going to get absorbed by the interest. The interest is going to eat that money up, and then you're going to be in the same spot you were, except your credit card's going to be even higher, or your personal loan's going to be even higher, and then you're just out the $2,000 or however much money you get. Stimulus checks was a prime example of this. There was actually plenty of smart people. Credit card debt actually went down from stimulus because people were like, hey, I'm going to do this. There was also other people that went and bought sneakers. There was also other people that went and bought whatever they wanted, toys. I've seen so many boats for sale after the stimulus checks ran out. I've seen so many four-wheelers for sale because people went and bought these toys, and then they're like, crap, now I need money and I gotta sell this. So they're selling it at a loss. Don't do that to yourself. Don't make that type of decision. $2,000 hits your account. That should set you up in some way. Relieve some kind of stress, relieve your grocery bill, relieve your debt, make you have investments for your future. Do something with that money that will be productive for you, because you didn't do anything for it. You're not doing anything for stimulus checks. You didn't do anything for those extra unemployment checks from 2020. And you didn't do anything for these dividends. And in fact, most people, as in like 50% of people, are probably against the tariffs, and now they're going to be saying, oh, I want my money, give me my money. They're going to be saying that. And those people are hypocritical, and now they're going to be begging for the $2,000, and they're going to get mad if they don't get the $2,000 because they didn't want the tariffs in the first place, and now all of a sudden the tariffs are working, so now we're going to get a dividend payment back because of the tariffs, and people are already mad that they want the cash now. And yeah, there's been multiple different reports that have come out that it could be a different dollar amount, or it could be a tax rebate or a credit or something like that. And people are getting frustrated because they're like, no, give me the cash. Like, come on, like beggars can't be choosers. So with all that being said, My whole point in this video is I do not like seeing people that are either struggling, have debt, they don't have investment accounts, they don't have their ducks in a row, they don't have their priorities straight, and then they take this extra cash and they blow it like it's nothing. Because this is an opportunity. When opportunities come around, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. When that door gets knocked on, you got to open the door. You got to take initiative and use it for productivity to help better yourself, your kids, your family, your spouse, whatever it is. Help your living situation get better. And financially, $2,000 just doesn't come floating around on the ground very often. So that is my rant on this. If we get $2,000, or if we get a tax credit, or if we get anything, try to be productive with the money that you do get. Now, I want to know down in the comment sections, do you think we're going to get the money? And if we do get the money, what are you going to be doing with that money? Hit that subscribe, like, guys, and remember, until next time, you can do all things through him that give you strength. Peace.